Hello everyone, welcome to this exciting tutorial where we are going to do a deep dive into the world of AI powered chatbots. Today I'm going to show you how to build a next gen chatbot using AWS Lex, Bedrock and few other models like Claude and Titan, and how you can build the knowledge bases. But that's not all. This chatbot is specifically designed to query documents and seamlessly work with any of the documents which you provide. For this use case, today I am going to take Pega Smart Investigate framework, which is a game changer right now for financial operations. Whether you are a developer, architect, or someone passionate about AI, and this video will walk you through everything from setting up these AWS services to integrating them with each other and also loading the Pega documents and also unlocking the power of AI together and building a solution. To do this, you need nothing related to coding. All you need is sheer attention for 10 minutes. Stick around and you don't want to miss this. So let's jump in and see what is that we can pull. So these are the steps which we are going to do. First step would be log into AWS. Second is create a admin account, and third would be create S3 bucket and upload the docs with respect to Pega Smart Investigate. Fourth would be give access to the Bedrock models, right? And fifth would be create knowledge base and train model on the documents which we have to train that on that. And then seventh would be create a Lex chat bot. 8 would be add the intent. 9 would be testing the chat bot. 10 would be delete the resources just in case to avoid any surprise bills. And to do this, you can achieve all that which we are planning to do today in your free tier, so you don't have to worry. Let's jump into our AWS. I'll show you step by step, and let's go one step at a time and understand how we can do this. Log into your AWS account. So I'm into my AWS account. So once you're in, just go to IAM. I'm already here, but I'll show you again how I reached here. Come to IAM, and all you need is a user who has similar privileges as your root account. You can't be doing this exercise with root account. That is the reason you have to create a new user. I have created one user, but I'll create one more for you. It's called Pega admin. Let me create one more user called Pega admin 1, and you can check this, provide the access to AWS management console, and here you can say specify user in identity center, or you can say I want to create an IAM user specifically. You can choose your password if you want, or you can use the auto-generated password, whatever it is. And then once you say if you're using auto-generated, which is fine, click next, and you can choose a group. I do have a developers group. If you see my previous video on hosting a static website on AWS, you would see how I have created all this. So it's pretty basic. If the group is not existing, you can just click on create group and complete a group, and that group will have same administrator access. You can choose that and you can make it a part of this group. Say next, and there are some existing policies, which is fine. Just say create user. Once you have done that, you will see that the new user got created. There is a password also. You can download this as a CSV file, and the CSV will have the credentials and the username for this particular user. This is the first step which you have to do. Once you log into your root account, create a new user, take these credentials, and now we will go into the console. To go into the console, you can also get those instructions here. You can email the sign-in instructions. All I'm doing is copying this URL because I'm already here and I want to log into this particular instance and proceed ahead with the next steps. Now that we have the credentials, let us log into the environment. We have the endpoint also, which we saw there. Let me click on that. So what happens is it defaults to your account ID here when you use that endpoint. When you click on that URL, and then you can say whatever user ID you created. I created something called as Pega admin, and doing a login. So this should take me inside. So the first two steps are done. So next piece is I want to create a S3 bucket and I want to upload some data there. What is that? I'll show you. So to do that, again, I'll click on the search, say S3, and you will see the first link here. Click on this. Now you're accessing the S3 service within AWS. All you have to do is create a bucket here. Click on this orange button, create bucket, and say a bucket name. I would say everything has to be in small cases. Capitals are not allowed. Pega -si bucket is what I'll call this, and everything has to stay as default, nothing to change here. Just create a bucket. This is a bucket, or you can think of it as a folder which will hold the data. If you see, the bucket got created successfully. Click on this bucket, and then I have downloaded the Smart Investigate guide from the internet, and I'm going to add that here into this bucket. What I'm doing, I'm just uploading that file because I need to train the data on the models. I need that particular guide. So I'm using this Smart Investigate guide, which is like, which is around 600 pages. I don't want to go over this. I want to build a chatbot which will help me understand this guide, right? Click open, and you could use this for anything, right? Within your organization, if you have huge bunch of documents, policy documents, HR documents, project documents, anything, you can build something like this. The use case pretty much highlights that. I'm doing an upload right now. It is uploading the file here. Perfect. The file got uploaded. The next piece is going and checking if we have access to the models. Let me go to check those. How can I do that? Just look for Bedrock. Bedrock is nothing but the easiest way to build your GenAI applications using these models. Amazon has all their models clubbed here. Once you're on this landing page for Amazon Bedrock, you can view the model catalog, or right now I want to have access to few models. What models do I need for that? Let me open this. The models which I need for this is Titan embeddings V2, which I already have. I'll show you how we can give access to other models also. And I want Claude 2.1 and 2. Let us say you also need something else. So if you need any other models also, you can, get that. But for this exercise, we only need this. So I'll request for model access. Just click on this modify model access, and here you can check which models you want access for. I had already requested for these, so I already see those. Let us say I also want Nova Lite. For this exercise, all you need is Titan embeddings, Titan text embeddings v2, and you would need Claude. And when you use Claude 2.1 or 2, any of those will work. So all you have to do is just check these options, and then in the bottom say next, right? And if you submit, it will show you. Right now I am only requesting Nova Lite. The other ones we already have. For you, you would see the other 3 models as well here. Just say submit, and within few seconds it's going to provide you access, and you will see that it will be reflecting in, see, Nova Lite is something which I requested for. I got access. So few steps done already. S3 is already uploaded with our documents, and we came to Bedrock and we granted access to our models. We requested access to our models. Perfect. So once that is done, we need to jump into the same Bedrock landing page. There is something called as knowledge base. Click on this knowledge base. Right now there is one, don't worry about that. So when you click on the knowledge base, you can create a knowledge base. Knowledge base is nothing but a place where you are going to have all your customized data with respect to what you want to query from your chatbot. So let's try to create it and understand. Let me click on create, and you will see 3 options here: Kendra, GenAI, index, structured data source. Just click on knowledge base with vector store. Here automatically it will populate a knowledge base name. Don't worry about that, just leave it as it is. If you want to customize, you can do it, not required if you ask me. And then if you want to add a specific description, you can do that. And here if you come down, don't worry about this thing, create and use a new service role, which is going to create by automatically. Don't have to worry about that. The data source is where everything matters. Here we are saying that the source for this knowledge base will be S3, because that is where we have uploaded our the documents. In the same way, if you are in an organization, you would use Confluence, SharePoint. If you have a Salesforce relational database which you want to use, you can use that. You can have a custom data source as well, and other options. But right now I'm just showing you how we can use our data objects which are there in S3 to train this. Once you are it's automatically selected by default, so leave it as it is, and then come down and say next. So all it does is brings you to this page from providing knowledge base, and you're in the configure data source. So in the configure data source, though you have chosen S3, you have to browse and say which bucket you want to look for. You can browse, you should browse and say which bucket you want to look for. Click on browse S3 and select the bucket which you want to look for. Say choose. Perfect. So now we are on this bucket. Perfect. Once that is done, everything is as it is. So we are saying Amazon Bedrock default parser. This is going to parse this, which is fine. Just select that bucket and then say next. Here, this is showing me what all the different models we chose there and which I have access to. Here I want to choose the Titan text embeddings v2 model to train the vector embeddings on. So what happens is, when you have given that data, these models train on that data, and whenever you query them, it is able to fetch the response based on the training data which you have given that. How does it happen? That's the magic of AI, right? Artificial intelligence models do work on something called as RAG, retrieval augmented approach, which helps them in fetching that data. I'm not going to go deep in that. I'm just going to show you here how you can build your chatbot, and you can query your doubts, questions, or solutions, whatever it is, based on the data you have trained on, how you can talk to that chatbot. Just choose Titan text embeddings here and leave the rest of the pieces as it is. Vector database, create new vector storage order tells, that's fine. Leave it as it is. Notice here that it also creates Amazon OpenSearch Serverless, which means it's going to create a serverless service at the back end to cater to the new requests which come in, which I will show you in few seconds. Just click on next here. Perfect. So we were able to fill in all the details. Just click on create knowledge base. Few things done. so far, created a new user. Through that user, we logged in, and then we created a S3 bucket. In that bucket, we added our documents. We came to Bedrock. In Bedrock, we gave access to our the models which we want, and then we also created a knowledge base. The knowledge base is getting created right now. It takes a few minutes. Once that is done, you will see that there will be a knowledge base ID which will get populated once it is completed. So now that we have waited for a few minutes, we see that the knowledge base ID got generated here, and it tells the status is available. The first thing you have to do once your knowledge base is available is sync it. How can you sync it? So click on the same landing page. You will see the knowledge base which got created. The data source has to be synced. Just click on this sync, and this should take you few seconds. If you see here, the syncing has started. This will take a few minutes so that the data gets synced with the reference which we have given for the S3 bucket. So let's give it a couple of minutes, and then let's see how we can proceed ahead on creating the chatbot. If you notice now, the sync got completed, and you see the knowledge base is available for consumption. So now we are done with huge heavy lifting. All we have right now left is creating the chatbot. To do that, I look for a service called as Lex. Amazon Lex is a service which will help you build voice-based and text-based chatbots. Right now we are going there. So I'm into Lex, and now here I'll be able to create my chatbot. So all I have to do when I'm on this landing page is click on create bot and give it a name. So I'm gonna call this the Pega SI bot, which means I'm using it to build a smart investigate bot. There is traditional and generative AI. I'm not going to do generative AI. I'm just going to do the traditional bot, and then from here we'll see what is that we can achieve, and further we'll understand how we can add generative AI to this as well. So let us start here. Create a blank bot. You can give a description what this bot is supposed to do, and then let me say create a role for this bot. Automatically that gets created. Is this for use for children? This thing, I'll say no. And here the session timeout is set for this thing. Advanced settings, are there any? No, nothing to worry. Click on next. On this page you can choose what language you want. I am okay with English US, and here you can choose what should be the voice of the person who speaks here. So you can choose Daniel or anything if you like, and if you want to know what is that voice, you can say play, and you will be hearing what she tells, right? So this is how you can choose the kind of voice you like.
My name is Danielle.
You can leave it to 0.4, no issues. So just say done. As soon as the bot gets saved, you will see this message, successfully created the bot. And something which I want to show you here is the intents. If you see, there is a fallback intent, and then you can also create new intents. Intent is nothing but what is that you want to do when someone logs into your chatbot, right? So let us say I want to create a welcome bot. Whenever someone tries to come in, let's say welcome intent, and then you can add the utterances which you want. For example, if you can see here, come down, and you can add the utterances here. What would be the utterances? Utterances is nothing but what is that you want to do when someone logs into your bot and just says hi. You can add more utterances, hello, or anything else. This is the first start of whenever someone logs in, and what would be the response for that. So this is pretty basic. You would say the bot would respond, hi, how can I help you, right? So this is your bot being built right now, and let us understand what is that this does. So let us save this intent, and once you have saved this, you have to build this to test it. Just build it, The AI piece we have not integrated yet. It is just showing you how a bot is built. Within Amazon Lex, we just built a bot and added a welcome intent. Fallback intent was already there. Fallback intent is used when nothing is there. The fallback intent would be triggered. In the sense, if your chatbot doesn't have a specific response, it would trigger the fallback intent. So right now it is building. It will take a few seconds. Once it is built, you can test this particular intent and see if you're getting the desired response. So it is successfully built. Let us test this. And I will say hi, because I already configured what it should say for hi. It is giving me this. For example, if I say howdy, I haven't configured that. So it is telling intent fallback has been fulfilled. In the same way, if I say hello, it would be telling me how I can help you. So this is how you can build your chatbot. We have built the chatbot. Now it's a time for us to integrate the GenAI piece with this chatbot. Let us see how we can do that. To do that, let's go back to intents and see what all intents do we have. We have welcome intent and a fallback intent. Let's click on one more intent. And when you click on add intent here, you will see something called as add empty intent, which is what we did, and we created the welcome intent. You can also do use built-in intent. Choose this option, use built-in intent. And from here, in the built-in intent drop-down, you have to choose amazon.Q&A, in the sense question and answer intent, the GenAI feature. You can't use ampersand, that is why they have used N here. So let us use this. This is a GenAI intent, and let me call this Pega SI intent. Okay. Add. Perfect. Now you created a new intent, but you need to link it to your model. How can you do that? One way is, if you see here, once you create that, you can add a description here, and it is already defaulting to the model which we had access to. That's fine. But here, if you see, there is a knowledge base for the Amazon Bedrock ID, which means the knowledge base which we created, it has a specific ID which has to be added here. Let's do that. To do that, we need to get that ID. How can we get that ID? Let me duplicate this tab. So I duplicated it, and let me look for the Bedrock service, because that is where I can find my knowledge base ID. Go into Bedrock service and look for knowledge bases. Where is it? Knowledge bases. And here you have your knowledge base which you have built, right? Which is available, which got created a few minutes before. Click on this and you will find the knowledge base ID here. So the knowledge base ID is this particular property which should get populated. Copy this, go back to your Lex, and here need to update that. We updated the knowledge base ID. So once we updated the ID, we saved this intent, and all we have to do is build it. So while this is building, it will take a few seconds. Let it build, and perfect. So all these intents work together with this chatbot. In the sense, based on the kind of question you ask, the corresponding intent would get triggered, and you can see how it is happening. So it got successfully built. We can test this. So here I can say, based on the document, I can ask what is Smart Investigate. And when I ask that question, if you see, it gave me a response from that document. The document is a 600-page document, but these responses are coming specifically based on the questions I am asking and the knowledge base which I trained. If you see, all we did here was created a bot and configured few intents. The Pega SI intent is something which is helping us in querying that. In this way, I can ask other questions also. What case types are supported in Pega SI, which means Smart Investigate. This should give me the different case types which are there. This way you can ask any number of questions for the kind of data which you have trained on. I have given just one document because I'm trying the free tier. In your organization, you could literally plug in your entire Confluence directories, pages, everything, and then you should be able to have curated content coming as part of this chatbot. Building this shouldn't take you not more than in very short duration. We did this pretty much within the real work was around 15 minutes. The explanation took some time, but within 25 minutes we have able to build an entire functional chatbot. This way you can interact with the data and build your own custom chatbot, which is running on AWS. Like you have everything, nothing we used to code or anything. All we had to do was just some simple configurations and we're able to achieve this. Hope this has helped you understand what exactly building a AI chatbot within AWS using Lex and Bedrock can help you leverage. With that said, let's jump back and clear up all the resources, delete the resources just to avoid any surprise charges, right? Let's do that. Let's go back to the bots and delete the bot first. Bots, and let me select the Pega SI bot. Actions, delete. So this should delete the bot which we created, deleting the bot. Once this is done, so we got rid of the bot. There is something which we also have to delete. Let me go back to the console and let's look for open services, because when we try to train the data, it creates another service within itself, which I was talking about, which is Amazon OpenSearch service. You can look for that here as well. We can just do open search, and once you click on this, you will see that there is a dashboard for managing clusters. Don't go here. Look at the serverless dashboard. Click on this serverless dashboard, and then you will see that there are 10 OCOs which are being utilized, and there is a vector search collection type which was got created. This collection type has to be deleted or you might get some charges. Make sure you remember to delete this. You have to say confirm and delete this. So once that is deleted, let's go back to our S3 to delete the bucket and the data. So to delete the bucket, first you have to delete the contents of the bucket. So to do that, we will come here, click on this bucket, go inside, click on the document which we had uploaded, click on delete the object which was there inside that, and say permanently delete. Delete objects. So the object got deleted. Now we can go back to the bucket and we have to delete this bucket, right? So click on buckets here, select this bucket, delete. Okay, you have to give the bucket name before you delete that. That's it. I think this is how we were able to successfully create a AI chatbot, and we were able to interact with that. We created different resources. We worked with different services within AWS, and we were able to accomplish this. Well, if you have liked this, please give a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend this for more people who are interested in learning such concepts in a easy fashion. And please drop a comment on what else you are interested in learning, and I'll be happy to build content around that. Please share this with your friends, and thank you for watching. I'll catch you in my next lecture.